Go to the bullpen for Daytona as we head to the top half of the fifth inning. Jose Franco's night is over. Frazier, Aaron Gurin, the new arm out of the bullpen for Daytona. It'll be Marcus Chu, Javion Cody, Dalvi Rosario. The three scheduled to bat as, not sure what, Jupiter's, they're looking for somebody to coach first base. That's why they're waiting. The home plate umpire telling them to hurry up, but we are now joined by a very special guest here on the Tortugas radio network here on this Friday night. Got to get the headset on right. Good thing that Jupiter took a while to get that first base coach out, as we are now joined here on the Tortugas radio network. Chu doubled his first time up, by the way, only hit tonight for Jupiter. He takes a called strike 0-1. Some of you may know him as Steve from Florida. Most of you know him as Bobo from the Howard Stern Show's legendary Wack Pack. Bobo, welcome to Daytona Beach. Welcome to the Jack. How you doing tonight?
Thank you so much. I'm having a great time here, and this is really terrific. There's a lot of action here tonight, and I'm just glad the weather held up. But it's really exciting to be here. I want to thank you.
Oh, our pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for coming out as the 0-1 to Chu. Check swing in the dirt. Did he go? No, he did not. It's 1-1. You had your first pitch out here tonight at the Jack, and everyone obviously remembers Baba Booey's legendary first pitch at Citi Field where he hit an umpire. No hitting an umpire here tonight. How does it feel to know that you didn't match that level?
Oh, it feels good. It feels, there was a lot of pressure on me. You know what I mean? And but I think I came through pretty good. Even with my broken pinky that I have on my left hand, I broke my pinky recently. So, but I was able to do it. You know, at least I was able to keep it within the area, you know, where I wanted to be.
Kept it in the vicinity of home plate. That's exactly what you want. There were no umpires drilled in the making.
Nobody got hit in the head. I didn't hit the guy in the popcorn stands, you know. So it was all good, you know.
Not making it into an Artie Lang stand-up hit as Javion Cody digs in after Chu strikes out. First pitch to him is a called strike 0-1. So how'd this come about? How did you end up getting connected to the young professor, and how did this come to be?
Well, I'll be honest with you. The young professor reached out to me on Instagram, and, you know, I checked him out, and it goes legit because, you know, I don't know if it was some crazy fan. And I said, sure, you know, I'd love to be part of this, you know. And he goes, yeah, I can throw out the first pitch. And I'm thinking, I see Gary's, you know, face in front of mine. I love Gary, but the poor guy, you could see he was tortured so bad in 2009, you know. Yeah, I tell you, it was good doing this today, you know. It came really good. I came through with my fans, too, I think they're going to be pleased.
Hey, we love to see
And of course, Howard, too.
Yeah, we got to impress the legendary king of media, Howard Stern.
Howard's the best.
And the 1-2 down and away.
I'm so glad everybody's glad he signed up for 5 more years.
It's fantastic. He's had an amazing career, and you've been a part of the Wack Pack and the Howard Stern Show for many, many decades now as the 2-2 swung on and missed. Picked up there by Veoheen, and he'll throw on to first to complete the strikeout. So 2 down now here in the 5th inning. How did you end up being a part of the Wack Pack? Obviously, you were a caller into his show for a long time, but it's got to be something a little extra special to get into that lexicon.
I tell you, he made me into a peripheral character. Howard made me into who the Bobo character is, and I owe everything to him, you know, and he's a terrific guy. And this started from calling, and then it really morphed into something bigger where, you know, I was the everyday caller for years and years, and they started inviting me down to do bits on the show, and I've done countless stuff for them. I did the end of the world bit, you know. When I thought the world was going to, I told my whole family, we got to run for the hills, the world's going to end. And what do? Sal Governale calls me up, Bobo, you got to get down here. Howard wants you. I go, Sal, the world's going to go, get in here. So I went down there and I left my family, and believe me, I caught shrapnel for that for years. But it was good. It was a great thing, and still to this day I have nightmares of that thing.
I was going to say, all in the name of comedy, right?
That's right, all in the name of comedy.
As a pitch, a called strike to Dalvi Rosario. The count is 1-2 on the right-handed batter, and he dribbles that one foul. Behind the plate, 1-2. Justin Rocke joined alongside one of the legendary members of the Howard Stern Show, the Wack Pack. That is Bobo making his appearance here at the Jack here tonight throughout a first pitch. And there are obviously so many great moments with the Howard Stern Show over the year. You mentioned the end of the world bit. Is there anyone in particular outside of that that sticks out in your memory? Is Rosario fly ball to right? Will it stay fair? Yes, it will. One hopping into foul territory, barehanded by Hendrick. And in at second with a double is Rosario.
Well, as you know, the great Gutfeld, when I plagiarized him in the 2016 election, and where they took away my name, they found out that I plagiarized, and they took some lines off what Greg used. And so Greg Gutfeld was in on it, and he goes, well, there's got to be some kind of punishment for Bobo, you know? And so that's when they took away my name, and I had that horrible thing with the Mankini walking down the street. And I tell you, it was not easy to do that. I was on the peripheral edge. Should I do it or should I not do it? You know, and when I was in the room trying on different things, I go, oh, I'll just use the regular underwear that you guys talk about all the time on the radio. No, you're not going to use that. You're going to use this Mankini. I said, what? You know, so I had Gary and everybody, security, everybody's with me, but all the people taking pictures, I said, I just blotted them out. You know, I was able to do that.
Put on the blinders and just ignore it all.
Yeah, well, because I'm a teacher instructor for years, and I taught a lot of safety classes, you know, sometimes 50, 100 people. And when I started teaching, I go, what's all those people? How am I going to do this segment? He goes, look over the head. How many people you see now? I don't see nobody. He goes, exactly. That's what you do. You look over their heads. And I've been applying that for years. So it could be 10,000 people. I have no problem going out there, you know. So that's how I was able to do it. But that was probably one of the toughest things I had to do on the show. Howard couldn't believe it. He goes, at the end, he goes, I can't believe Bobo did that bit.
There's the strike on the inside corner, 0-2 on Keegan Fish. But, I mean, that's part of the mystique and the legendariness of Howard Stern Show is that could happen. I'm sure got you some good brownie points, though, with Howard.
Yeah. He's been so good to me. I'm going to tell you something. That show, it treats me like royalty every time I go up there, you know. Like for the great Gutfield, thing that I did when I plagiarized. I was up there 2 days, put me up in a hotel, took care of everything. You know, they treat me like royalty when I get up in there. You know, they're really nice people, and that's why I always taught many times on the air. I said they're like my extended family. You know, because that's what they are. You know, you get to know everybody, you hang out with them. You know. Absolutely.
As Fish flies out to end the top half of the fifth inning, man stranded aboard. Daytona still a 3-0 lead. You want to stick around for another half inning?
Sure.
Bobo?
Sounds
Absolutely.
good to me.
We head to the bottom of the fifth, still 3-0 Daytona on the Tortugas Radio Network. Go to the bottom of the fifth inning here in Daytona. Tortugas a 3-0 lead. Call to the bullpen for the Hammerheads. It is the right-hander Jesus Sanchez. We'll take on 2, 3, and 4 in the Daytona order. We are joined on the Tortugas Radio Network by a legendary member of the Wack Pack from one of the greatest, probably the greatest, radio talk show in the history. That is the Howard Stern Show. Bobo, been out here at the Jack throughout a first pitch tonight, taking in the scene. I assume you're a big baseball fan. You got the Tortugas 42 jersey on. Where was the love for baseball start for you?
Way back, and probably in the 1986 Mets World Series. I mean, second to none playing Boston. And the rivalry that went on, with Lenny Dykstra, how talented he is. And plus, Lenny's a super fan of the show. I love Lenny. And he goes, Bobo, you got to do it tonight, But, him, Glendon Rush, all those guys, I love all of them. Wally Backman, so great, talented players, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Gary Carter. You're not going to get a team like that anymore, you know what I mean? But I like the nostalgia of it. Now, I know this stadium is, about 107 years old, and it's in parity with Chicago, right? Yeah. And that's also 107. And then you got 109, which is the Boston stadium. And I love the old nostalgia. I don't like when they fool with it and they knock it down to put more seats. I don't like that. They did the same thing with the house that Ruth built, the Yankee Stadium. Why did you do that, Same thing with Shea, Oh, yeah, we want to get away from that horrible junkyard. So we moved it down a little bit. But it was great. The Beatles played there. The Stones, Billy Joel, It's nostalgia there, and they took it away. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up going to Shea Stadium and Yankee Stadium, the original Yankee Stadium in New York, New Jersey, as De La Cruz strikes out to begin the bottom of the fifth inning. And You know what? I do miss that nostalgia, those old ballparks. I like the new Citi Field more than I like the new Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. I don't know what your opinion is on the new stadiums there, but that's how I sort of feel. It feels more like a baseball stadium at Citi Field.
Yeah.
As Alan Cerda takes a call, strike 0-1. You mentioned the Stones and the Beatles playing at all those places. I mean, I'm sure being involved with the Howard Stern show, you've met a fair share of pretty famous and pretty amazing people. Who sticks out in your mind, people that you remember getting a chance to meet, and you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this?
Well, not personally, but I was up front and personal because I went to Howard's birthday bash. And recently, the most recent one he had was the 2014. And, John Stamos, all the legendary A actors, there's so many great people. Steven Tyler I met in the bathroom. I'm telling you, I went in the bathroom. And I'm washing my hands, and he comes behind me. He goes, I can't get no hot water. I go, Steven, what are you doing? He goes, I said, you're going on? He goes, yeah, a little later, So, but yeah, Steven Tyler met there. Great people, so many, celebrities. I went to a party when I had Howard's birthday bash back in the 90s, about 97, 98, and he had David Bowie. He was doing I'm Afraid of Americans. And it was right on the dance floor. Ralph was dancing with a blow-up doll. Hank, at that time, had a baby bottle filled with vodka, and we had such a blast. I mean, I can write a book on all this, the greatest stories in Howard. I just owe everything to him. He was so kind. And I'm telling you, there's things about him that people don't know. I was at AGT once, and I was supposed to meet my best friend, Marianne from Brooklyn, and we were going in always together. But that day she took a bus, and I came in my own. And I go, where is she, And I'm waiting to go in, and it was getting late, and Howard was off to the corner. So the security was giving me a hard time. He goes, what do you want? I said, I got to get in there. He goes, you can't get in there. Howard goes, what's the commotion? He goes in with me. And he follows right behind me. And when I call, I said, Howard, you don't have to do it. He goes, Bobo, just go in with me, And when I called him on the air about it, he goes, yeah, you were being a pain in the ass. You know how he is. But he was such a great guy, and people don't know that about him. I never forgot that. That was really nice. He did that for me. No, it shows you he's cut from a different cloth.
Absolutely. It also goes to show that maybe the guy you see sometimes on the radio, not the real person he is when he's off the air. As Austin Hendrick rounds that one foul up the first base line. It's 2-2. Alan Cerda popped up in foul ground to the first baseman, Marcus Chu. Justin Rocke joined alongside legendary Bobo from the Wack Pack on the Howard Stern show. So glad he's been able to come out here to Daytona Beach here tonight. Yeah. What's been your favorite part of the evening so far?
Just the whole time, just meeting everybody. Meeting quite a few fans I met here, and of course the young professor, and Rick comes out, the cop, big fan, and my Jersey peeps, and I'm having a great time.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to stop by the radio booth here tonight at the Jack, and we look forward to hearing you back on the Howard Stern show when they start up making new episodes again, and looking forward to it.
You can find me anywhere. I'm on Cameo.com. I'm on that, too. Just hit Bobo up, and I'm all over the place.
Where else can they find you outside of Cameo?
Also, of course, on the show, Howard 100, and when he comes back, of course. And, more or less, if you need driver training, too, I do that, hands-on wheel. I'm in the Orlando area, so I do a lot of driver training. And for the students, I do. My big thing is safety. That's what I do. Absolutely. So I give 1,000% into that. So my two passions, Stern Show and also driver safety.
Well, if you want to learn how to drive from Bobo from the Howard Stern show, just make your way down to the Orlando area. I'm sure he'll be able to help you out.
That's it.
Thank you so much for stopping by the booth.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. We head to the 6th inning here at the Jack. 3-0 Daytona on the Tortugas Radio Network.